We're getting ready to start play here at Farragut Field.
David, like I said, it's a great atmosphere. You can tell. I mean, these people came early. I mean, the Oak Ridge's side was filled up probably about 6:15, 6:30, and there are several of Oak Ridge fans on the Farragut side. So this is going to be a great atmosphere for a football game.
And here come the Wildcats out on the field to do the place kicking duties. Will be number 11. That'll be Aaron Hunt, 5'11", 215-pound senior. The Wildcats will be kicking from right to left as we look from the 50-yard line here in the refurbished press box here at Farragut High School. And what I like about this, Scott, every time we've come here before, we've been kind of cramped. They've added an upper level to the press box, and it's very, very pleasant right now.
Very nice. You know, before we came in here, and it was just very cramped. It was a pretty big press box, but it's actually, when you have all the people, the radios and the PAs, you didn't have a whole lot of room to do anything. Like I said, the upper deck now, they've made this very nice, and we have plenty of room.
And back to receive the kick, the Farragut Admirals back at the 5-yard line. We're about to get set here. AM 1290 WATO, and here's the kickoff of the ball game. It's a line drive, sailing kick. It'll go out of the end zone. Farragut will take over, first down, 10 yards to go. And onto the field will come their offense. And we've talked a little bit about this, Scott, and I don't know how much you've picked up on this, but Farragut likes to run a no-huddle offense, which really doesn't affect the Wildcats, I don't think, as much, because the Wildcats don't go to a huddle on the defensive side of things. They signal in the plays from the sideline, so I don't know how much of an effect that'll have on the Wildcats.
You know, it will have a lot of effect if you do a lot of substitution. Oak Ridge has got the same 11 guys for the most part. Shouldn't affect them a whole lot.
First down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. Ball to 20-yard line. Justin Zachary, the quarterback, back to pass. Feeling a little pressure. Here's his pass, floats it out there. It's going to be incomplete at the 35-yard line. Defending out there was James Booker, and Michael Teasley came free out to number 22, Daniel Wellens. It looked like should have been a completion, but evidently just a little underthrown.
It was underthrown, David. That ball really was up in the air a long time. You can't do that against a good, quick secondary. You're going to get one picked off.
3 receivers split out here to the right for Zachary. A single running back, a single man far to the left. The Wildcats with 4 men on the line. Second down and 10. Little screen pass is complete to number 6. Here comes the pursuit. The Wildcats hit and drop him after a gain of a couple of yards. The first man to make the hit, I believe, down there was Oak Ridge's, I think that's Michael Resnick, number 18. And then the Wildcats came in with Norman, Teasley, and Booker. The pass was complete to Rashad Gibbs. It'll be third down and a long 8 to go for a first down, just underway. 11:25 to play in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game. The ball just across the 21-yard line. Up to the line will come Farragut, moving from left to right. They've got some pretty good size. They'll split a single man off here to the right. Brandon Hackett, 2 receivers to the far left towards the Oak Ridge side. Quarterback Zachary once again handing it off. Here comes the run. He moves the ball forward for about 2 or 3, not much more than that. Farragut will be forced to punt the ball away to the Wildcats.
That's a good little series for the Oak Ridge defense that time, David. Had 1 incomplete pass, 1 short completion, and then they come back. They tried to spread the field. They put 2 receivers on both sides and had them almost all the way to the sideline to get the defense spread out. Come back with a little run play. Oak Ridge was there to snuff it out to have to punt.
Fourth down, 5 yards to go. A couple guys back for the Wildcats. I believe Booker for the Wildcats and one other Wildcat. High snap. Here's the kick. It's high. Very long spiraling kick. Sean Thomas backs up on it, fields it at the 30, and is immediately tackled at around the 31-yard line. Great coverage down the field for the Farragut Admirals, and the Oak Ridge offense will come onto the field. First down, 10 yards to go.
David, that's a really good kick. Not only was it long, it was really high, and about the time Sean Thomas got the ball, he kind of tried to dart to his left a little bit, and one of the up men came in and tackled him from the side.
Wildcats will split out. Sean Thomas to the far right, Trey McDonald and James Booker in a slot. Also outside the slot man, McDonald is Scott Fischer. No running backs. First down, 10 yards to go. Quarterback is Adrian Porter, rolling, looking to run. Cuts the ball across the 30, then sacked, fumbles the football, and it's going to go rolling out of bounds, I believe, into the Oak Ridge's ball. Adrian kind of fumbled it down there as he was caught from the rear. I couldn't decide if he was going to pass or if he was going to run. Then the ball was stripped away from him, and it's actually a loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up second down and 11 yards to go.
Hey, Oak Ridge was really fortunate at that time that Porter was rolling out to his left. They had a linebacker that scraped in, and as soon as he was getting ready to throw it, looked like he was trying to throw it back across the field. I don't know if the ball slipped out, if it got knocked out, but it ended up going out of bounds. Loss of 1, but they're really fortunate.
Second down, 11 yards to go. Backfield split. Slot man comes in motion. That's McDonald. Here comes Scott Fischer across the 30 to the 35, up to the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 8 or 9 yards as Fischer comes off the right side and picks up a pretty good gain. Got back the yard that was lost in the previous play and gained about 5 or 6 more than that. It'll bring up third down and about 2 yards to go. Nice run by Scott Fischer.
You know, he's been the workhorse. I tell you what, anybody who plays Oak Ridge, they've got to stop Scott Fischer in order to have a chance.
The Wildcats will come to the line. The ball's at the 38-yard line of Oak Ridge. Splitting out here to the near side is Evan Smith. Slot to the right. Drifting out wide will go Trey McDonald. Backfield split for Adrian Porter. They need about 3. The pitch will go to James Booker. Booker will not get the first down. He stopped at the 40-yard line, and now the Wildcats will be forced to punt. So both teams get a series of defense. Both are forced to punt on their first series. Wildcats will send in Trey McDonald into the ball game. Trey is averaging about 43 yards per punt. Dropping back to receive the kick for the Farragut Admirals will go number 26, Doug Flint. He's standing back at the 25-yard line. Here's the snap. Here comes the kick. It's a high, long kick. Flint's backing up, watching it sail over his head. He picks it up at the 5. Up the right sideline to the 10, tries to make a move and is dropped at around the 13-yard line, and that is where the Farragut Admirals will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. Great punt that time by Trey McDonald.
It really was, David. I'm really surprised there's not a flag on the play that time, David. They clearly had a player that was coming into the sideline, and they had 12 men on the line, but evidently the referees didn't see it and didn't call it.
Up the line will come Farragut once again. Splitting out here to the right once again will go Brandon Hackett. 2 receivers split out to the left, including Gibbs. Single running back, a slot to the left. Quarterback is Justin Zachary. He rolls right, looks to pass across the middle, down the way. There's the man. The pass is intercepted by Julian Stevens at the 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Zachary floated it out there, and Julian had plenty of time to get under it. Like you said on that first pass, easy interception for the Wildcats, and it's 1st and 10 Oak Ridge.
Well, it's an excellent play that time, David. He just broke in front of the ball, and like we said before, the quarterback, it looks like he's got a decent arm, but he is just touching everything. He's got to get a little zip on that ball, or he's going to have a very long night.
Ball's at the Farragut 35-yard line. The Wildcats moving from right to left. The tight end is Jacob Schneider. He'll line up to the right, slot to the right, drifting now outside wide will go James Booker. Wildcats have Sean Thomas to the left. Single running back behind quarterback Adrian Porter. Fischer. The handoff goes to Booker. Booker at the 35, to the 30, to the 25, down to the 20-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats as James Booker accelerates to the line and picks up a first down.
You know, there's been a lot of great running backs that we've seen, David, since the 8 or 9 years that I've been doing this. I don't know if any of them has the acceleration that Booker has. He was coming around on the sweep that time, and when he decides to go upfield, he's gone. I mean, he has got tremendous explosion and picked up a first down for the Wildcats.
8 minutes, 38 seconds and counting in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game from Farragut High School. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Backfield split for Adrian Porter. Booker comes in motion. Adrian hands it off to Trey McDonald. Flags are down on the play. Looked like there was some movement on the line before the play. Trey is blasted in the backfield, loses a couple of yards. The officials are talking about it at around the 22-yard line. They're going to say it's going to be a legal procedure against the Wildcats. Wildcats lost yardage on the play. See if Farragut elects to take the play or take the penalty. I think they're going to decline the penalty and take the loss. It'll bring up second down for Oak Ridge. Second down and about 13 or 14 yards, actually 13 yards to go back at around the 24-yard line, closer to the 25 perhaps. Second down and a long 3 to go for a first. Thomas splits out to the right. Trey McDonald in a slot to the left. Fischer immediately behind the quarterback Porter. 2nd and 14. Motion once again. Quarterback Porter gets a block from Fischer, looks to run, dumps the man. The pass is underthrown and batted down. Adrian Porter's pass just a little bit underthrown, intended for Sean Thomas. It'll be third down, 14 yards to go. And Adrian that time was feeling a lot of pressure, and I thought he was going to tuck it under, but they did a good job containing him. He looked down the field at Thomas, but that pass was underthrown.
He had him, David. Thomas had gotten behind the defender. Also in the flats, I believe it was Trey McDonald was open in the flats. I really thought that he might have seen him and threw the ball to him. He elected to go a little deep and just underthrew it. Luckily for Oak Ridge, it wasn't picked off.
Up the line, they'll come. Evan Smith splits out to the right. The tight end, Jacob Schneider, here to the near side. Double slot once again in motion. Will come Oak Ridge. Adrian rolling, looking, wants to fire across the middle. The pass is complete and then dropped. It was in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. I believe it was Fischer. It almost caught, I believe, by Trey McDonald down there, and the Wildcats will bring into the ball game Aaron Hunt to attempt what appears to be a 42-yard field goal. Let's see, depending on where he puts the block down. He'll put it down at the 32, right in the middle of the field. An opportunity for a 42-yard field goal with 7:51 to play. The holder will be Adrian Porter. The long snapper is Jacob Schneider. Well within Aaron's reach. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Pressure and blocked. Ball's rolling on the field. Heading towards the out of bounds. It's going to be picked up by an Admiral and then dropped at the 46. Great pressure by Farragut, and they blocked the kick.
David, I really couldn't see where the guy came in from, but I don't know if Aaron didn't get the ball up or not, or if the guy just had a lot of penetration, but it was blocked. And now they've got a really pretty decent field position at their own 37-yard line.
And up to the line will come Farragut once again. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 37-yard line. The Admirals with runners or receivers left and right. They'll come from a backfield almost in the I formation, just a little bit offset. First down, 10 yards to go. Justin Zachary will pitch to the tailback. Wildcats getting a little penetration. Here comes a nice angle and a tackle by Reed Casey at around the 40-yard line. They gain maybe 2 or 3 on that one. The ball carrier is Doug Flint. It'll bring up for Farragut. Second down and about 7 yards to go. Just didn't really have the speed to get to the corner there, and Reed made a nice play. It'll be a gain of 3. Second down, 7 yards to go. 7:15 to play. Up to the line will come the Admirals once again. Receivers left and right. Slot to the left, single running back, Green. Quarterback hands it off to him, and he moves the ball to around the 44-yard line. Short of a first down. It'll bring up third down and about 2 yards to go for Farragut. 6:57 to play in a scoreless ball game. Both teams have had, the Wildcats had great field position after the interception by Julian Stevens, but were unable to move the ball. Ball is at the 44-yard line. Up to the line will come Zachary once again. Started as a freshman. He's a junior, 6 foot, 170-pounder. He hands the ball off. Good running room this time. Across the 50, breaks down the sideline, then pushed out of bounds by the Wildcats. But not before he picks up a Farragut first down. So it's 6:34 to play. Fine run as they go with the sweep to the right, and that's a first down run for Farragut. 6:34 to play. I think he went out of bounds. Officially, not a great gain, as good a gain as I thought. I think he actually went out of bounds at around the 47-yard line, and that's where Farragut has it. First down, 10 yards to go in Oak Ridge territory. Zachary to the line. The Wildcats have 5 on the line. Zachary hands it off once again to the big bowling running back, who's hit after about a yard gain by Nathan Farquharson. It'll be for Farragut. Second down and about 9 yards to go. I believe that was Alex Green carrying the ball. Wildcats had all kinds of trouble containing him last year in 2 ball games that Oak Ridge played, both at Blankenship Field. One won by Oak Ridge 41-0, and the playoff game won by the Wildcats 17-3. Second down, 9 yards to go. Double slot once again, Zachary. And before that, a whistle blows and a flag goes down. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. We have a scoreless ball game.
It's just fast and furious, David. You know, you don't really see a lot of high schools that go without the huddle. Looks like so far Farragut's really done a good job. I'm anxious to see maybe if, I don't know if the coach is calling the plays or if the quarterback's calling, but so far they're doing a good job of mixing it up, and they do a good job of faking the ball as well, throwing Oak Ridge off bounds. But they will be penalized 5 yards on the last play for illegal procedure.
The ball's at the 50-yard line. The Wildcats on defense. The running backs are split out to the left. Single running back Green is behind Zachary. They have 4 receivers, 3 to the left, a single man to the right. Quarterback Zachary hands it off to Green. Green, a big load across the 45 to the 40. Breaks free and is tackled by Julian Stevens at around the 34-yard line. That is a first down run for the Farragut Admirals. 5:56 to play. Green, quite a load. Can't arm tackle this guy. Julian was able to get him down, but he busted through the line. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for Farragut.
He's a big load, David. It looks like he's fairly short, but he's got a tremendous lower body strength. You got to tackle him low.
Up the line will come Farragut once again. First and 10. Man comes in motion once again. That'll be number 26. Doug Flint. Handoff goes once again to Green. This time he's blasted. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be tackled at the Oak Ridge 35-yard line. Oak Ridge makes a stop down there with Benjamin Hill along with Reed Casey. It'll be, let's see, a loss of a yard or 2. It'll be second down. We'll call it a long 11 to go for the Farragut Admirals. The ball at the Oak Ridge 35-yard line. 5:21 to play, counting in the first quarter. 3 receivers split out to the left. Single Man forward to the right, single running back. Zachary under center once again. Zachary hands it off once again to Green, and Green this time is tackled pretty good. That time by Oak Ridge's Larry Grissom, and that was almost like an arm tackle, but Larry's strong enough, his arms will bring him down, but they don't want to get in the habit of that. It'll be third down and about 8 yards to go. Chris Boyd, Philip Leander, and Matt Tedford are our camera personnel on Channel 12. Scott Hinton's our engineer back at WATO. Third down and 8 yards to go. Ball's at the 32-yard line. Up the line they'll come once again. 3 receivers to the right. Single man to the left. Backfield split once again. Zachary under center from the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking across the way. The pass is complete. Wildcats went for the interception down there, and they get the completion inside the 10-yard line. Pass was not a great one. Sean Thomas almost was able to pick it off. Was not, and then it was caught by the receiver who picks up a first down.
Was very close to that time. Thomas comes in and breaks on the ball. It looks like it kind of goes right through his hands, and then the receiver gets it and takes it upfield for another 7 or 8 yards. They've got great field position now. They're knocking at the door.
Ball is at the 8-yard line. First down, goal to go. Receivers left and right. Handoff goes to Green. Green across the middle to the 5, to the 3, to the 2, into the end zone. Touchdown, Farragut. The Admirals score with 4:12 to play in the first quarter, and Farragut leads Oak Ridge by a score of 6-0. A nice-looking drive that time by the Farragut Admirals. 4:12 to go, and they'll go for the extra point.
It was a good drive. Like I said, they mixed it up very well. Of course, it all starts from the blocked kick, and they did a good job. They threw some, ran some. Green runs the ball awfully hard. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Has Oak Ridge been behind so far this year?
They have a couple times. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It's up, and it is good. 4:12 to play in the first quarter, and our score is Farragut 7, Oak Ridge nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
They're not bad. Walker is right now.
Here's the pop-up kick by Farragut. It's going to go over towards Reed Casey at around the 33-yard line. It'll be for Oak Ridge. A flag down on the play. We'll have to see what the flag is. 4:12 to play. We're in the first quarter. Farragut on top 7-0, and a very nice crisp drive by the Admirals. The Wildcats, let's see if they can answer. Oak Ridge had some good field position. Have had a field goal block. It'll be illegal. They'll take over at the 35-yard line. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go, and here comes the offense out on the field once again. Into the game will come the quarterback, Adrian Porter. The running backs are Scott Fischer, James Booker, and Trey McDonald. 4:12 to play. Up the line will come Oak Ridge. Splitting out to the right is Sean Thomas. To the left is Jacob Schneider. Double slot once again. Fisher is the running back immediately behind Porter. 1st and 10. Trey comes in motion. It's Fisher. Fisher moving the ball and falling forward for a gain of a couple. Not much more than that. Not a whole lot of running room there. He's tackled at around the 37-yard line for Oak Ridge. It'll bring up second down at about 8 yards to go. 4 minutes and counting in the first quarter in this big regional ball game at Farragut High School. And thanks for tuning us in. 7-0 our score. Wildcats waiting for the play. It's coming in through Reed Casey. Wildcats will come to the line. The center is Chris Johnston. The tackles are Aaron Volk and Matt Kimbrough. The guards are Eichen and Don Guerra. Backfield split once again. Slot to the right is James Booker. Second down, 9 yards to go. Porter from the 37-yard line. Second down and 8. Man comes in motion. That's James Booker. It's Scott Fischer again. Fischer tried to break a tackle. He moves the ball close to the 40-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll bring up third down and about 5 yards to go. 3:22 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 our score. Big third down play, I think, in the ball game for the Wildcats.
Well, I was getting ready to say the same thing, David. Even though it's really early in the ball game, it's 3rd and 6. You don't want. I think you want to keep the chains moving. You don't want to give Farragut the ball back right here.
Ball's just shy of the 40-yard line. It'll be third down and about 5. Up the line once again, Oak Ridge. Trey McDonald's going to split out to the right. Fisher and Booker are back there this time. Porter under center. Chris Johnson. The Wildcats need 5 for a first. Porter back to pass, looking, wants to run, avoiding trouble, has some running room, breaks across the 40, that's a first down, 40, 50, breaks to the outside, Adrian Porter, 40, to the 35, to the 30, 25, down the sideline, 20, to the 15, to the 10-yard line. Oak Ridge quarterback Adrian Porter has just moved the ball inside the 10-yard line where it'll be first down, I believe. Not quite goal to go. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go.
They're going to tell you that's just sure athleticism that time by Porter. He rolls out to his right, and they ran the defensive end up the field. He had to backtrack and had nothing going, reversed around the left side, and then saw a couple holes, darted and was running free for about 20 yards, and then made another couple of jukes. Just another outstanding play by Adrian Porter.
Wildcats with 2:28 and counting, trailing 7-0. The ball's at the 11-yard line. Ron Gray, the offensive coordinator, sends in the play, and here come the Wildcats to the line. Senior Evan Smith splits out to the right. Booker's in a slot to the right. Ball's at the 11. Porter under center. Adrian will hand it off to Fischer. Fischer up the middle, across the 10, down to around the 7-yard line. It'll be second down, then about 5 yards to go. 2 minutes and counting in the first quarter. The Wildcats trailing at 7-0. A blocked field goal. The Wildcats' only opportunity to score. It'll be second down and 5 yards to go. We're at 1:55 to play in the first quarter in a 7-0 ball game. Up to the line will come the Wildcats. Fischer in the backfield along with James Booker. A slot to the left is Julian Stevens. Wildcats with a single receiver split out here to the left. Quarterback hands it off to Fischer once again. Fischer moves his pile forward to around the 3-yard line, perhaps down to the 2-yard line, pretty close to an Oak Ridge first down.
It really is. And I tell you what, Scott Fischer is running. We've seen him run, several times for good gains, but this time he is getting hit, and he just keeps spinning and keeps driving. Another outstanding. He's ran the ball for really 9.5 really tough yards, brings up about 3rd and 1.
Third down, 1 yard to go. The Wildcats trailing 7-0. A minute 14 to play in the first quarter. Play is coming in from the sideline. Sean Thomas is the receiver. He brings it in. The ball's just shy at the 3-yard line. Here they come to the line. Splitting out to the left once again. Oak Ridge has Jacob Schneider, single man to the far right. Quarterback Porter hands it off to Fischer. Fischer dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge! Scott Fischer takes it in from about 3 yards out, and Oak Ridge is to within 1 extra point of tying this ball game.
Nice play that time, David. They'd run Fischer 2-time throw on the trap. That time they ran it just a little slip play, which is basically just base blocking on the line, and he makes a good run for the touchdown.
And the Wildcats will go for the extra point. 55.8 seconds to play. Aaron Hunt to attempt the extra point. Splitting out to the left is Scott Fischer, but the Wildcats will not go for the 2-point conversion. Adrian Porter to hold, Jacob Schneider to snap. 7-6 Farragut, and here's the snap. It's low. Here's the kick by Hunt. It's up, and it is good. We're all tied at 7. 55 seconds to play in the first quarter, and we'll be back to Farragut in 60 seconds.
No way.
Kicking off for the Wildcats, number 11, Aaron Hunt. Deep for the Admirals, number 31, David Lipsy.
Pardon?
Back here at Farragut High School on AM 1290 WATO and Tennessee Cablevision Channel 12. The Wildcats getting ready to kick. Aaron Hunt, the ball on the tee, high, long, driving kick once again. Going to go sailing out of the end zone, and Farragut will take over first down, 10 yards to go. What an exciting ball game we've got here. 7-7. We're in the first quarter.
A little too exciting, David. I like the last week's game a whole lot better than so far this one. But I agree, it's a fantastic ball game. We talked about the atmosphere here. There are a lot of folks here, David. They can't get on the track. I'm sure there'll be some folks down there. They've redone that, but it's a good game, and so far a lot of offense.
Up to the line will come the Admirals once again. They'll split out. Let's see, receivers here 2 to the near side, which is the short side of the field. No, that man's coming out of the ball game. They'll come up with the backfield slightly off. Once again, a slot to the left. Single running back. Man comes in motion. Zachary under center. The pitch will go to the tailback deep in the backfield. He's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard or 2 on the play. Down to 48 seconds to play. It'll be second down at about 12.
They actually ran the sweep on the left side, and they had big Tyson Claybo, big, huge Division I prospect out there lead blocking. He actually tripped over and didn't quite get out there quick enough, and the running back tripped over his own feet.
That was the man who lost the yardage. We're down to 30 seconds and counting. 2 receivers, actually 3 receivers to the right. Handoff goes once again for nothing as the Wildcats stack them up at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and about 10 yards to go. The stop is made for the Wildcats by Jeff Norman along with Nathan Farquharson, along with one other Wildcat, and that'll be Michael Resnick. Third down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at around the 19-yard line, closer to the 20. The first quarter has just come to a close. 7-7 our score. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back here at Farragut High School, the second quarter about set. 7-7 our score. It'll be third down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 20-yard line. The Admirals now moving from right to left, wearing their all-blue jerseys, silver pants and silver numerals. The Wildcats in white jerseys, cardinal numerals and silver pants. Farragut with green in the backfield. They'll have receivers left and right. Quarterback is Justin Zachary, a slot man to the right. The ball's at the 20. Zachary hands it off to Green, trying to get wide. Larry Grissom grabs him and drops him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down, and Farragut will be forced to punt.
See, Larry Grissom's already played a well of a ball game that time. This game, so David did a tremendous job of getting off his block. They tried the little sweep with the kind of the naked sweep with no blockers over there. Larry Grissom dropped him for a loss of 2. Outstanding defensive play. Defensive scheme the whole way for the Wildcats.
Michael Gary will punt the ball away for Farragut. 7-7 our score. 4th down and about 13 yards to go. Gary standing back at about around the 3-yard line. Here's a good snap. Here comes Resnick on the outside. The kick is straight up in the air. Very, very short. The Wildcats, Sean Thomas fumbles it, and Farragut recovers. Never in the world he should have even tried to attempt to catch that. He took a bad angle at it. He was taking a funny little spin in the air, and the Wildcats turned the ball over. Sean should have just let that one go.
Should have let that one go, no doubt, David. It was really a high kick, and it was coming down. They would have gotten the ball in just super field position, even if it had taken a Farragut bounce. He comes up and tries to catch it and bobbles it, and they get the ball back on their own 42-yard line.
Linebackers are Resnick, Norman, and Teasley. The secondary, Booker, Casey, Thomas, and Julian Stevens. Up the line will come Farragut. 1st and 10, New Life at their own 42-yard line. Zachary back to pass. Straight drop, looking long. Here's the pass. Is up for grabs. Booker picks it off. James Booker, a great interception at the 39-yard line. Once again, too much air on the part of the quarterback, and it was an interception, the second of the night for the Wildcat secondary.
I can't believe, I mean, David, I mean, we're old quarterbacks, I guess, up here, and we can see it, but there's just way too much air under that ball. I mean, you've got to put some zip on that. That ball is up there so long, and Oak Ridge is just having a field day, just coming in, breaking on the ball, and stepping in front of the receivers and picking those off.
7-7 our score. 10:55 to play in the first half. The Oak Ridge offense on the field. Adrian Porter brings his team to the line just shy of the Wildcat 40. Backfield split. Booker in the slot to the right. He comes in motion. Adrian will hand it off to Scott Fischer. Breaks to the outside 45. Pushed out of bounds hard at around the 45 or 46-yard line. It's a gain of about 5 for Scott Fischer. I think they've decided they're just going to let Scott carry the load here and somehow get the ball to Booker. But Fisher's been the workhorse. He gains about 6 yards on the play.
You know, we've talked about it. If you want to stop Oak Ridge's speed on the outside, you got to run your defensive ends straight up the field. And it looks like Oak Ridge is seeing what they're doing, and they're trying to run Fisher off the tackle. It's a good game plan.
2nd down, 4 yards to go. Double slot once again. The Wildcats at the Oak Ridge 45. Man comes in motion. Here's the handoff to Booker. No place to go. Buried in the backfield. Lost a couple yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. 10:40 and counting. We're in the first half in a close, tight ball game. 7-7 our score. The Wildcats, the number 2 ranked team in the state, come in with a 6-0 record. The Admirals come in with a 5-1 record. Their only loss coming to Clinton, but this is a very tough team we're playing tonight. Reed Casey splits out to the left. Trey McDonald in a slot. The Wildcats need now about 6 yards for a first. Adrian rolls to his right, has lots of time. Wildcats, here's the pass down the field. Jacob Schneider, he's got it. 20, 15, 10. Jacob into the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Jacob Schneider takes it in from about 56 yards out, and the Wildcats up their lead to 13-7.
Well, Dave, from up here, you could really see Schneider get behind the defensive secondary. You weren't sure if the quarterback Porter was going to see him or not. He did, and when he threw it, I thought, oh my gosh, he's overthrown him, but just laid it in perfectly. Schneider makes a nice catch, runs another 20 or so yards into the end zone. Great play all around.
For Jacob Schneider, that's his 4th career touchdown, puts him over 350 yards for his career. The Wildcats on top 13-7. Aaron Hunt to attempt the extra point. The holder will be Adrian Porter. The long snapper is Jacob Schneider. If he can find the breath, it'll be Aaron Hunt to kick. The ball's down, lots of pressure. The kick by Hunt is up, and it is good. 14-7 Oak Ridge. We'll be back to Farragut in 60 seconds.
Well, that's pretty.
I thought he was
You think he was overthrown?
Yes,
I did
he is.
too. I thought
just going
Deep for the Admirals, number 31, let's see.
Back here at Farragut High School, Oak Ridge to kick off, leading 14-7, 10-10 to play in the first half. Here's the kick by Hunt, once again high, long, driving kick will go into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Farragut will take over first down, 10 yards to go. Line of scrimmage will be at the 20-yard line. The Admirals moving from right to left, and what a pretty play that was from Adrian Porter to Jacob Schneider.
What it was, we talked during the break, we both thought that he was going to be overthrown, but Schneider evidently has got some pretty good wheels and just ran under the ball. Nice catch. And then after he caught it, no one was going to catch him. It's a very well executed play. Even had Fisher, or I believe one of the running backs over in the flats, had two receivers.
Green in the backfield, two receivers split out here to the left. Single man to the right, Zachary under center. Zachary hands it off to Green, looking for running room, finding a little bit. Then he stood up by somebody at around the 25-yard line. Hit pretty good by Michael Resnick to gain of about 4 or 5 yards. 5 officially to be second down, 5 yards to go. 9:55 to play in the first half, and the Wildcats on top 14-7 as the Admirals move from right to left. Wildcats have Larry Grissom along with Josh Rittenberry in the ball game, Benjamin Hill and Nathan Farquharson. Rest of the team remains the same. It'll be second down and 5. Green gets the handoff up the middle. He moves the ball forward for a gain of, 5 or 6 yards. The Wildcats had to hold on to him, and they maintain grip and were able to bring him down, but he's quite a load to bring down.
He is. He's a big old strong kid, and like I said, we couldn't stop him last year. I recall at that time. I think one of the linebackers hit him and had him for no gain, and then he spun and spun again. Brings up a third down and looks like 1.5. It's a big play for Farragut right here.
Up to the line they'll come. Third down, about 2 yards to go. Zachary under center. Single running back is Green. Receivers left and right. Zachary will hand it off to Green. Green has good running room. He's across the 30, breaks the tackle, and his tackle finally at around the 37-yard line, I think by Jeff Norman. A little ankle tackle as he hit the line of scrimmage and got to the outside. Also, Reed Casey down there for the stop. It'll be first and 10, Farragut. Ball's at the 40-yard line. 8:55 to play in the first half. 14-7 in a pretty quick moving ball game. Green, the lone receiver, once again a slot to the left. Receivers left and right. Zachary hands it off to Green. Green is stuck this time right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Big hit by Jeff Norman.
Jeff Norman will hit you. I think, I like Resnick, his side to side, but when you're coming right at him, I'll take Jeff Norman to deliver a massive blow. That time he stopped Alex Green just right in his tracks.
8:30 to play in the first half. Farragut to the line once again. Receivers left and right. Green, the lone running back. Zachary under center. He's thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. Up to the line will come the Admirals at their own 41. Green gets the call. Green is hit by Nathan Farquharson, falls forward for a gain of 2 or 3 yards. Finished off, I think, by Michael Resnick. And the Wildcats had, looks like, Julian Stevens and Norman around the plate. It'll be third down and about 7 yards to go. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Oak Ridge on top 14-7. A touchdown run by Scott Fischer and a long reception by Jacob Schneider. Farragut football looking over to the sidelines for the play. Zachary has it and relays it to the rest of his teammates. No huddle for the Admirals. Third down and about 7 yards to go. Green looking at double slot situation. We'll hand it off to Green. Green moves the ball forward short of a first down. It'll be 4th and about 4. Stop is made by Nathan Farquharson. Green moves the ball to the 47-yard line. The Farragut punter will come onto the field. So finally the Wildcats are able to slow down Green. It'll be 4th down at about 3. Back to receive the kick will go Sean Thomas along with James Booker. The Wildcats dropped the last one. Let's see what the Admirals can do. 4th down and 3. Here's the snap. It's good. Here's the punt. It's much better. It's a long driving kick. Be fielded by Sean at the 15. I think he called for a fair catch. He said he signaled for a fair catch. The official thought he did, and Wildcats will take it at the 15-yard line, actually the 16-yard line, moving from left to right. First down, 10 yards to go. Sean kind of convinced that he didn't call for a fair catch, but I guess the official saw it that way. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I believe he did, David. I think, sometimes I think you may even do that as a habit. You work on it and you work on it. And I think sometimes even without thinking about it, you just kind of throw your hand up there. But he did throw his hand up, and Oak Ridge has got the ball on their own 16.
Now great field position. Slot to the left is Julian Stevens. Back to his split, a single receiver. Handoff goes to James Booker. Cuts across the 20, up to around the 21-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be for Oak Ridge. Second down, then about, 6 yards to go. And that is the case. The ball around the 20-yard line. The Wildcats with 6:45 and counting in the first half, leading by a score of 14-7. The ball just across their own 20-yard line. Here comes the play in from Evan Smith. It's a very quick moving first half. The Wildcats on top, Ball to the 21-yard line. Here they come to the line once again. Evans going to split out here to the near side. Slot to the left is Julian Stevens. Booker on the right. Fisher behind Porter. Adrian from the 21-yard line rolls, looking to pass, looking down the field, looks, gets away from pursuit, gets good running room, looks up the field. There's a man wide open. He makes the throw, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Jacob Schneider back at the 35-yard line. They could not catch up to Adrian, and the pass, if there, would have been another touchdown for Jacob of about 80 yards.
Well, I think just the opposite. We've been talking about their quarterback. I think at that time, I think he's wide open. You just want to lay it out there and make sure he catches it. At that time, Porter just really drills it in there. It's a little bit high. I think Schneider would probably tell you that he probably should have had that ball, but he had been off the races once again.
Third down, 5 yards to go. The Wildcats to the line, deep in their own territory. The ball at the 20-yard line. Jacob's going to split out here to the right. Reed Casey to the far left. Double slot once again. Adrian Porter under center. The Wildcats need 5. Handoff goes. Here's a double reverse to the right side. No, it's Booker still carrying the ball. I thought they were going to hand it off on the reverse. The Wildcats are way short of a first. It's going to be fourth down at about 3, and Trey McDonald's going to come into the ball game to punt the ball away. We're down to 6 minutes to play. 14-7 our score, and the Admirals are going to get the ball in pretty good field position as Doug Flint drops back at around his 35-yard line, giving Trey a lot of credit, a lot of respect as he's way back at the 35-yard line. So not a good snap. Trey's in trouble. Kicks away, though. It's the end-over-end kick, bouncing at the 45-yard line, and then the Wildcats down at around the 47-yard line. 5:32 to play in the first half. 14-7 the score, and here come the Admirals back out on the field. So Oak Ridge back on defense. What a great game we're seeing here. We're pretty close, tight, exciting ball game. Wildcats on top 14-7.
I'm trying to figure out why in the world they gave them the 3 extra yards. The ball was down, looked like at their own 46-yard line. Now the ball's on the 49. I can't understand that one.
That's the line. Wildcats back on defense. 4-man front. 2 receivers to the left. Zachary hands it off to Green. Gets wide. Ooh, somebody makes a big stop right at the line of scrimmage across the field. I think it was Reed Casey. Nice stop for the senior. It'll be second down and about 10 yards to go. Wildcats. Reed Casey is one of those guys who has been forced into duty because of the injuries the Wildcats have had in the secondary. Good news is that Drew Walker is getting closer and closer to returning to the Wildcats, and that'll be good news for the Wildcats later on. Second down at about 10. Quarterback hands it off to Green. Green trying to get outside. He does, and the Wildcats make the stop. Lowering his shoulder out there was Michael Resnick at around the 45-yard line. Officially, they're going to stop him, I think, at the 45. It'll be third down and about 3 yards to go. 4:47 to play. It's been a very fast-moving first half. 14-7, the Wildcats have the lead. Once again, Green is the running back, and he has carried the load. He's well over 800 yards on the season, averaging about 6 yards per carry. Third down and about 3. Zachary under center. 2 receivers split to the right. A single man here to the near side. Slot to the right. Green deep in the backfield. Third down and 3. Zachary hands it to Green. Green is dropped, that is, by Jeff Norman behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down. Now facing Farragut, and Farragut appears to be sending the punt team on the field. I think that's a pretty wise move to back the Wildcats up.
Yeah, also either, do you want to back them up, or wouldn't be surprised for a fake here either, David.
Wildcats have seen their share of those this year. Back to punt the ball away, presumably. Will go Gary. Fourth down at about 3. Here's the snap, and a kick by Gary is high. Nice kick, very, very high. Fair catch is going to be, Sean touches it anyway after he was going to get away from it. Then it hit him. Then he had to fall on it at around the 12-yard line. Sean, a little scary back there in this one. And it's a 14-7 lead for the Wildcats. First and 10 once again.
It's kind of scary back there tonight, David. It looks like he called for the fair catch and decided that he couldn't really get a good catch on it, so he just backed away, but he only backed up like 2 steps. And the ball, I believe it did come back up and hit him, so he had to pounce on it. Thank goodness he did. Then Oak Ridge has got really they got a long way to go. It looks like they're on about the 12-yard line.
I was probably wondering, what is it about this play? 3:45 to play. He splits out to the right. Slot to the right side is Booker. Once again, backfield split. First and 10. Wildcats hand it off to Scott Fischer. Fischer, maybe a yard or 2, not much more than that. He brings the ball to around the 12 or 13-yard line. The Wildcats content to be a little conservative down here with 3:35 to play in the first half. 14-7, the Wildcats on top. A touchdown run of about 3 yards, I think, for Scott Fischer, his 4th of the year, and then a touchdown reception by Jacob Schneider. Here they come to the line once again. Senior Evan Smith splits out to the left. Once again, double slot. Trey McDonald's back in at the halfback position along with Booker. Booker comes in motion. James gets the call. Needs a block from Kimbrough. Cuts to the outside. He's at the 23-yard line. Short of a first down by about 2, I do believe. It'll bring up third down at about 2. And James just almost got that first down with McDonald and Kimbrough out there blocking.
Well, he did. I tell you, another good thing he did, his feet slipped out from under him, and instead of just going down, he kind of tried to regain his balance and just kind of shot forward, almost like a spring, and picked up another maybe 2 yards just by doing that, which now instead of 3rd and 3, you got 3rd and about a foot and a half or so.
2 minutes, 42 seconds and counting. Third down for the Wildcats, as Scott mentioned. Receivers left and right. Wildcat quarterback Adrian Porter under center. Will hand it to Scott Fischer. Fischer moves the ball. I don't know if he got it or not. He's very, very close if he did. I think by the spot he got it. So Fischer picks up the needed yard, and it'll be first down, 10 yards to go for Oak Ridge, but barely a yard for Scott Fischer. 2:26 and counting. Oak Ridge on top, 14-7. Wildcats at the 24-yard line. Up the line they'll come once again. The play is brought in through Reed Case. The Wildcats now beginning to hurry up just a little bit. First down, 10, not a lot of time. 2:13 and counting in the first half. Casey splits out to the left. Backfield split. Slot to the left is Trey McDonald. Chris Johnston still in the center of the line, remains the same. Adrian's rolling, has some time. Here comes Jacob again. Here's the pass to him. He's got it. 50, 45, 40. Jacob Snyder makes a cut across the 30. Down to the 27-yard line. They have got to cover Jacob Snyder. He's having a career night against Farragut. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go.
Davis, the same play they ran when he scored earlier, just runs straight down the field, runs a little flag route, and there was nobody. He's left the defender probably 10 yards that time. The ball was underthrown just a hair, had the weight on it. He scores again if that's a perfectly thrown ball.
A minute 49 and counting here in the first half, 14-7 the score. Evan Smith's going to split out to the right side of the Wildcats, getting set with 2 receivers. Evan doesn't know where to be. The Wildcats might have to call a timeout here, and they do. Evan was not sure exactly where he needed to line up, and the Wildcats do indeed call a timeout. Let's take one ourselves. A minute 35 to play in the first half, 14-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here at Farragut High School, Oak Ridge on top, 14-7. Jacob Snyder made 2 long receptions for the Wildcats, 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a big first down. The ball's at the 27-yard line. Oak Ridge moving from left to right here. Wildcats using their first timeout, I do believe, of the first half. They'll have 2 more. Ball's at the Farragut 27. Here they come to the line. Sean Thomas splits out to the right. James Booker to the right. Slot to the left is Trey McDonald. Scott Fischer behind Adrian Porter. First and 10. Booker comes in motion. Handoff goes to Booker. Booker outside, cuts across the 20. First down run and more. He lowers his shoulder, moves the ball to around the 10-yard line. That is a first down run for James Booker. First down for Oak Ridge. A minute 27 to play. The Wildcats knocking on the door again.
We talk about how quick Booker is. I'm not too sure if that is not his most determined run I've seen him run this year. As soon as he got the ball, it looks like the defensive end came over. It gave him a stiff arm. He sidestepped another guy, and then he lowered his head probably about the 12-yard line. Outstanding run by James Booker.
14-7 the score. Up the line Oak Ridge. First down, goal to go. Or 10 yards to go. Here comes the handoff up the middle. Scott Fischer, I believe, to the goal line. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. The Wildcats take it in once again, and Oak Ridge ups their lead to 20-7. Second touchdown of the night for Scott Fischer, and the Wildcats lead it 20-7 with a minute 22 to play in the first half.
Well, you really have to give the credit to the offensive line that time. A huge hold right up the middle. They did a great job on the trap. All those guys, the guards, the centers, the tackles, did a great job of execution on that play.
And the Wildcats will go for the extra point. To hold will be Adrian Porter. Jacob Snyder will snap. Aaron Hunt to kick it through. 20-7 Oak Ridge. A minute 22 to play. Crowd's gotten a little quiet. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's on its way into the Farragut band and across them. It's up and no good. 20-7 our score. We'll be back with a kickoff in 60 seconds. Back here at Farragut High School, David Clary along with Scott Munker. Paul Nezarevich, our engineer, is Scott Hinton. We also have Philip Leander, Matt Tesford, and Chris Boyd. 20-7 the score. A minute 22 to play in the first half. And here's the kick by Aaron Hunt. Long driving kick to the 1-yard line, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and there's a big stop made at around the 20-yard line. It might have been Tyler Goforth who came from the side. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been. Couldn't really tell. I apologize, whoever made it. It indeed, the stop was made by number 22, Tyler Goforth. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. Reed Casey also in on the stop. It'll be for Farragut. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 19. Up the line will come Farragut once again. Receivers left and right. First down, 10 from the 20. A minute 17 to play. Your single running back is Green. Zachary under center. Handoff goes to Green. Green straight up the middle running. He's quite a load. He is big. He was a defensive tackle, and they moved him to running back, and that's probably the smartest thing that Coach Courtney's done in a long time because he's an outstanding runner. As I mentioned, he'll probably go over the 1,000-yard mark for the season tonight against the Wildcats.
He may. I'd hate to see that. That means he'd end up with over 100 yards, but they got him listed at 5'9", 215 pounds. He seems like he's just, it's on his legs, and you can see from up here he's got those Robert Newhouse legs.
Single running back. We're down to 44 seconds and counting. Second down and 6. Handoff goes to Green. Green is stuck at the 25-yard line. It's now third down at about 3. 35 seconds and counting. The Wildcats more than content to let this half end, leading 20-7. Farragut will have it third down at about 3 yards to go. Oak Ridge comes in as the number 2 ranked team in the state of Tennessee. Farragut comes in at 5-1. The Wildcats are 6-0. As Farragut had jumped out on the board first, 7-0. Been all Oak Ridge since that time. Third down at about 3. Zachary hands it to Green. They haven't thrown in a while. He's going to be stuck shy of a first down. I think effort might have perhaps gotten him the first down. He might be shy by half a yard. It won't matter. The half is going to come to a close right now. 20-7 our score. Pretty exciting first half of ball. The Wildcats on top 20-7.
You know, I said if I'm the coach, Lucia, I believe I called timeout right there, Dave. At least, make them kick a ball. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if the snap's going to go over the punter's head or what. But I think I'd have called timeout and maybe get the ball back.
We're going to take a break, send it back to Scott Hinton, back in the studios of AM 1290 WATO. Oak Ridge on top of the Farragut Admirals 20-7. We'll be back to Farragut High School in 3 minutes. We're about to get set here in the second half. It's kind of been a relaxing halftime here. We've had a lot of time just to talk about this game. It'll be Oak Ridge receiving the kick. Farragut has yet to take the field. Booker's already standing back at the 10-yard line. One thing that has surprised me about this Farragut team, what I've learned about them over the last week is, for the first time in my memory, Farragut does not have a great kicking game. They don't have great kickers, which is so unlike Farragut.
Every year you could count on a Farragut kicker, just not only place kicking and field goals, but they always had good punting. I agree. I mean, year after year after year, these guys are going to have a great kicking game. And look at Oak Ridge. You can't tell me there's a team in the state that's got a better kicking game than Oak Ridge does.
I don't think there's anybody in the state that has this caliber of kickers. Even you've got Hunt and Trey McDonald, obviously, and even David Berry, and even down to the freshman level to Brian Clary. It'll be Farragut to kick off, 20-7 Oak Ridge, and here's the kick by Farragut. Line drive kick is going to be fielded by Scott Fischer, I believe, at the 25 to the 30 to the 40-yard line to around the 41-yard line. I believe that was Scott Fischer returning to the 40-yard line. I think that's probably his first kickoff return of the season. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. The ball at the 40. 11:54 to play. We're in the third quarter. Oak Ridge and Farragut here on WATO and Tennessee Cablevision Channel 12. To mention the ball's at the 40. Quarterback is going to be Adrian Porter. The backfield is the starting backfield. The Wildcats have Trey McDonald along with James Booker and Scott Fischer. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. Ball's at the 40-yard line. Adrian Porter under center. Here comes the handoff to Scott Fischer. He moves the ball across the 40 up to around the 44-yard line, and he was very close to taking it, I think, the distance, if not for an ankle tackle.
Boy, he was. Somebody tripped him up right as he was coming through the line. Still picks up 4 yards, but they ran the trap. They spread the field, and the middle of the field was wide open. He would have gone a long way.
Second down and about 6 yards to go. 20-7 our score. 11:32 to play. We're in the third quarter. Live from Farragut High School here on WATO. Evan Smith's in the ball game. He drifts off to the right side. The backfield split once again. The center is Chris Johnston. I'll set the rest of the line in a moment. Slot man comes in motion. Second down, 6 yards to go. Booker in motion. It's going to be the handoff up the middle to across the 45-yard line to around the 46. It's a gain of about 3 yards on the play for Scott Fischer. It'll be for the Wildcats. Third down at about 3 yards to go. We're down to 11 minutes and counting. The ball's on the Oak Ridge side of the 50 at the 47-yard line. Jacob Schneider is the tight end. The tackles are Aaron Volk and Matt Kimbrough. The guards are Mark Eichen and Nick Dongera. The center is Chris Johnston. Wildcats with it, 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Ball to 46. Adrian looking, wants to run, turns the corner, moves the ball forward to around the 48-yard line, but he's going to be shy of a first down by about a yard or so. It'll be 4th down at about 2 yards to go, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt.
That's really a good play by Porter just to get the ball back. It's that timing sweep when the running back's coming in motion, and you've got to time it just perfectly. Looks like Booker got just a little bit too far. Porter couldn't give him the ball. He picks it up and runs. Almost first down, but it's going to be 4th and 1.
Trey McDonald the punt, low snap, lots of pressure. Here's the kick, it's away. End over end kick will be fielded by Farragut. And then fumbled by Farragut. The ball's on the ground, picked up by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats then might have lost it again. Farragut might have recovered inside the 10-yard line at the 8-yard line. Somebody almost was able to pick it up and take it in. I didn't see the number, I don't believe. Well, I couldn't tell. It'll be 1st and 10 for Farragut.
Boy, David, you got to get on those balls. You can't pick them up and run. One of the receivers, or one of the upbacks came in. I believe it may have been Tyler Goforth, comes down and immediately hits the receiver as he gets the ball, causes a fumble, and then somebody come and tried to pick it up, and it looks like Farragut did a good job of getting on it.
1st and 10 for Farragut. The ball is at their own 9-yard line. 3 receivers here to the right, a single man to the left. Justin Zachary hands it off to Green, and Green moves the ball across the 10 to around the 13-yard line, where he is tackled by the right side of the line, including Julian Stevens for the Wildcats, along with Jeff Norman. It'll be a gain of 5. 2nd down, 5 yards to go. 9:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. 20-7 the score. We'll have player interviews at the conclusion of the ball game. I'll also speak to head coach of the Wildcats, Bruce Lucier. 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Receivers left and right. Zachary hands it off to Green. Green breaks the tackle and is fumbling the football. The ball's on the ground again at around the 27-yard line. A mad scramble for the ball. The Wildcats signal they've got it, and they do. Fumble recovery by the Wildcats. Oak Ridge comes up with it, and they'll take over. Great field position. The ball's at the 25-yard line at Farragut.
You know, I'm really kind of surprised that hadn't happened before, David. Just looking through the binoculars, every time Alex Green gets the ball, it doesn't look like he does a really good job of protecting it. Kind of flops it around and holds it real low. And that time he had broken a tackle and had enough for the first down, but somebody came from behind, stripped the ball, and Oak Ridge gets it and gets great field position. It looks like right at the 24-yard line.
One of the Admirals is down on the play. Oak Ridge on top 20-7. We'll take a quick timeout. I think we'll send it quickly back to the station. We'll be back to Farragut in 30 seconds.
The Cowboy hat.
20-7. And here in a few short moments, Wildcats offense will come onto the field. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Really? Ball's at the 24. 1st down, 10 yards to go at the 24-yard line. 9:26 to play. Scott, your sons might be a star tonight.
Yeah, you know, of course, we've said before, my son and Bill Zolliger's son are ball boys, and they're down on the sideline, and the camera crew was down there interviewing them. And I believe they had to say, you know, probably something like Friday Night Hits or something like that. So I'm sure they're getting a big kick out of doing the ball boy stuff. And this whole, man, I won't be able to live with those guys.
It'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the Farragut 24-yard line. Sean Thomas splits out to the left. Trey McDonald to the right. The backfield split for Adrian Porter. Adrian 1st and 10. Trey comes in motion. Handoff goes to James Booker. Booker at the 25 to the 20, makes the cut to the outside 15. Booker to the 10, Booker to the 9. Booker slides forward to the 6. It'll be 1st down, goal to go for the Wildcats. Nice run again by James Booker, picking and choosing his hole. It'll be 1st down, goal to go for the Wildcats. Farragut has turned the ball over at least 3 times in the ball game. 9:15 to play, and the Wildcats trying to put some more points on the board.
Hey, Booker is running with such authority, David. He just does not want to go down. We've seen him make some great runs in the past, but he's really running well tonight.
Backfield split once again. Receivers left and right. Porter from the 6-yard line. Hands it off to Trey McDonald. Fumbles the football. Stripped out of his hands. Big scramble for the ball, and it's going to be recovered at the 5-yard line by Farragut. So the Wildcats turn the ball over, and the defense will come back out on the field. It's been a game of turnovers here tonight. The Wildcats turn it over at the 5. 8:55 to play in the 3rd quarter. 20-7 our score, and the defense is back out on the field. Wildcats turn it over. We'll set the secondary for you. Julian Stevens is in there. James Booker, Reed Casey, and Sean Thomas. The linebackers are Jeff Norman, Michael Resnick. The outside linebacker is Michael Teasley. Josh Rittenberry's in the ball game. Nathan Farquharson there, the ends. The tackles, the Wildcats are Grissom and Hill. First down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. The ball at their own 5-yard line as they move from left to right here in the third quarter. Zachary hands it off to the running back who moves the ball forward for a gain of about a yard or two. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Admirals. Oak Ridge on top 20-7, 8:44 to play. Huge crowd on hand here and a great night for football. Temperature's just perfect. We've already made it to the 7th game of the year, and really we've had perfect weather in each of the 7 weeks, whether it be just nice temperatures, no rain at all to this point. Zachary has the play. 3 receivers split out to his left. A single man here to the right. Booker has coverage on him. Zachary hands it off to the running back in the backfield, tries to turn the corner. He does, picks up a first down. Then he fumbles the football, I thought, and around the 20-yard line, I guess not. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. That time they got it deep in the backfield once again. I thought the Wildcats were going to be able to get him back there, but he was able to get around the corner, and they pick up a first down. Up to the line will come Farragut quickly. They do not huddle. This is a no-huddle offense for the Admirals. So far, the Wildcats have been successful. 20-7 the score. 3 receivers split out here to the right. Single running back once again, first and 10. They're content to run the ball after the miscues in the passing game early on. They move the ball to the 20-yard line where it'll be second down and 9 yards to go.
You know, just looking on the sideline, David, it looks like they're working on Alex Green. I don't know if it looks like they're either taping or looking at an ankle, or looks like something on the left side of his body. He's got his back turned to us, but we may not see him for the rest of the night.
Second down, 9. They have 3 receivers here to the right, just off the line. Zachary hands it off to the running back. Right up the middle they go. No yardage. It'll bring up third down and about 9 yards to go. They're a totally different team when he's not in the ball game running the ball. It'll be third down and 9. 7:26 to play. Flint was the ball carrier. Ball's behind the 20. Ben Hill on the stop for Oak Ridge. Third down, 9 yards to go. Splitting out here to the right. For Farragut once again, Rashad Gibbs. They also have 2 other receivers. From the shotgun, third down and 9. Zachary back to pass. Here's the pass, floats it out here at the 20. And the Wildcats make the stop. It's way short of a first down. The Admirals will be forced to punt. Ben Sheets is in the ball game at one of the linebacker positions now. Resnick is out. Jeff Norman is in there. I didn't see, well, Ben in for Resnick. I hope it's not some kind of injury for him across the field. It'll be Booker back to receive the punt along with Sean Thomas. Oak Ridge on top 20-7. We're on Channel 12 and WATO. Philip Leander, Chris Boyd, and Matt Tedford, our camera personnel. Farragut punting. High kick. Wobbly. Wildcats don't have a thing to do with it. They're going to clear away from it. Farragut's going to down it at around the 37-yard line. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. Ben Sheets is somebody who's been working very strong in practice, has had some great junior varsity ball games, and that was the first time I actually noticed him in there at the linebacker position. The Oak Ridge offense is on the field. Wildcats are going to come out with Sean Thomas as a receiver, Trey McDonald, and James Booker are the halfbacks. The fullback is Scott Fischer. First down, 10. The ball's at the 37-yard line.
David, I saw Michael Resnick on the sideline. It looks like he's got an ice bag on one of his knees. I think it was his right knee, so you really cannot afford to lose him.
Double slide once again for the Wildcats. Handoff goes to Sean Thomas on the reverse, gets a block. Outside he goes, 40, 45, 50. Sean Thomas to the 45, down the sideline, still on his way. He's at the 20, he's at the 15, he's at the 2, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge on the reverse. Sean Thomas takes it right in front of the Oak Ridge fans all the way down the field, and Oak Ridge leads it 26-7.
Boy, it's a really well-executed play that time. David, earlier in the first half, they ran the fake double reverse. That time they actually ran it. Sean Thomas gets on the corner and just outruns everybody. About the 7, 8, 10-yard line, somewhere in there was 2 guys that had the angle on him. Looked like he almost tore his jersey off and still kept his balance and went in for the touchdown. Outstanding run. Nice call, too.
And the Wildcats will go for the extra point. 6:10 to play here in the third quarter, 26-7, and the Wildcats are going to use one of their timeouts. We'll take one ourselves. We'll be back to Farragut in 30 seconds. David Clary, Scott Munger, Paul Nazarevich back here at Farragut. Scott Hensler, engineer, back at WATO. The Wildcats looking strong here, 26-7 the score. Alex Green still being worked on the Farragut sideline. And we heard about Michael Resnick across the way. Well, let's hope he's okay. Wildcats going for the 2-point conversion here. Adrian Porter is under center. The Wildcats going for 2. Wildcats with a slot man, Scott Fischer. It's going to be Adrian rolling, looking into the end zone. There's the man. He makes the catch. 2 points. for the Wildcats, and Oak Ridge ups their lead to 28-7, and the catch is made by the Wildcats, and Oak Ridge leads at 28-7. I didn't catch the number who caught the two-pointer.
Scott Fischer, David, running the little waggle play where he comes out in his fullback position, slips out into the flat. Adrian fakes the ball left, rolls out to his right, and there's nobody there. A nice throw, nice touch on the pass.
28 unanswered points for the Wildcats, and they lead at 28-7 here at Farragut High School. Next week is senior night, the final regular season game for the Wildcats at Blankenship Field. Oak Ridge will close out their season on the road at Soddy Daisy at Carnes, and that'll be the final regional ball game. It's been all Oak Ridge, 28-7 the score.
David, have you ever been to Soddy Daisy to see a ball game?
We scrimmaged them about it was Jason McCadley's, I think, sophomore year. We went down there and scrimmaged them. It's a pretty nice place. It's a one-sided stadium for the most part. They've got some visitor stands, but they don't look like they're in the best shape in the world. We'll be down there in about 2 weeks. Oak Ridge to kick off once again. 6:10 to play in the third quarter. Aaron Hunt to do the honors. They'll drop a man back at around the 3-yard line. Hunt to kick off for Oak Ridge. 28-7. The Wildcats on top. Oak Ridge 6-0 coming into this ball game. The number 2 ranked team in the state. Farragut 5-1. They've lost one time. That was to Clinton. Ball is on the tee, and Aaron Hunt to kick the ball off. The Wildcats kicking from right to left. Full house across the way on the Oak Ridge side. Full house here on the home side. Long driving kick by Aaron Hunt will go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Farragut will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. Line of scrimmage will be at the 20-yard line.
Looks like Alex Green is he may be done for the night, David. He's got his leg propped up on the bench, and you can't tell from here if it's the ankle, leg, knee, what it is, but I believe he's maybe done tonight.
Farragut's offense on the field trying to get something going. They were up 7-0, but it's been all Oak Ridge since that time, and Oak Ridge has had a couple other opportunities. Had a blocked field goal, and then they fumbled one time inside the 10. So the Wildcats could have more points on the board. Zachary to pass, floats it out here again. The pass is complete to number 20. Booker misses the tackle. He breaks down the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds. Pass was complete to Daniel Wellens. Wildcats, in my opinion, just by looking at this team, have a far greater speed advantage than do the Farragut Admirals. First down for them. The ball's at the 32-yard line. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. They'll come with a slot to the left. Receivers left and right. Zachary under center. The junior started against the Wildcats as a freshman. Once again the pass. Soft coverage out here to Wellens. Booker makes the tackle at around the 40-yard line. It's going to be short of a first down by about a yard or so, but they've seen that open. They're playing off of Wellens, and he's made 2 straight receptions. Ben Sheets in the ball game at linebacker for Wildcats. Michael Resnick, who hasn't returned. The Wildcats have already lost Nathan Christian for the year. As the handoff goes to the running back, who picks up a first down across the 46-yard line. Carrying the ball forward was number 26, Doug Flint. First down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. Ball is at the Admiral 40, across the 45-yard line, 5:32 to play. First and 10 for Farragut. They'll put 3 people in almost a triangle here to the right of the line. The quarterback Zachary from the shotgun, back to pass. Goes down the middle. The pass is up for grabs. The pass is incomplete, and Booker just makes a wicked lick on the intended receiver, and he's slow to get up. It was intended for number 16 for the Farragut Admirals. That'll be Brad Coker, and he just took a massive shot from James Booker.
Well, he really did. The quarterback just threw one high and threw it on the sideline, and then Booker comes up right when the receiver jumps up for it and just drills me. It's one of the hardest licks I've seen this year.
Got Paul fired up down there. He was pretty pleased with a hit that time by James Booker. They have 4 receivers once again, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Zachary to pass. Here he floats it up for grabs once again, and the catch is made about 5 yards out of bounds. He just kind of floats it up, and it's an incomplete pass, but there is a flag down on the play. The officials talking about, let's see if we had a little bumping. It's going to be pass interference against the Wildcats. That pass was so far out of bounds. The official talking with James down there. He's about 5 yards out of bounds, but that's going to give them the first down.
I'm not too sure on my rules, but is this a pro rule that the ball has to be catchable? Right. Okay, because there's no way in the world he could have caught that ball.
They're stepping the penalty yardage off. They're going to say pass interference against the Wildcats. First down, and they'll put the ball down at around the 40. Well, they're still walking it off. They haven't set it down yet. 5:10 to play in the third quarter. Scott Henn will have scores of other ball games immediately following the game. We'll also have a highlights show And Paul Nazarevich will have his statistics. We'll hope you'll stay tuned for that. Ball's at the 39-yard line. Shotgun once again for Zachary. Under center, not under center, he's just back in the shotgun, as I mentioned, back to pass. Wildcats haven't had a great rush. Now here comes one. Here's the pass down the way. Once again, it sails about 5 yards or so out of bounds. It's intended for Coker. Out there defending was James Booker once again. Wildcats could ill afford. Just this week, they moved Scott Fischer to linebacker, and he's been working at linebacker, and the Wildcats getting a little thin right there. They've lost Nathan Christian for the season, and now Michael Resnick hasn't played much of the second half. Up the line, Farragut, second down, 10 from the shotgun again. Zachary back to pass. Here comes the pass rush. He rolls. Here comes Rittenberry. Here's his pass down the way. Pass is complete for a touchdown. Wildcats again gambled in the secondary, and that's a touchdown for Farragut. 28-13 the score, and the safety came up. I think he saw the floater, and he was just out of position that time, and that's an easy score. 4 minutes, 56 seconds to play. Farragut will go for the extra point. Admirals, Pig will kick. High snap, here's the kick by Pig. It's up, and it is good. 28-14, Oak Ridge on top. We'll be back with a kickoff in 60 seconds. We are at Farragut High School, 28-14, the Wildcats on top, and here's the kick by Farragut. Angling over to the right. It's going to be picked up by the Wildcats, and it's going to roll to the sideline. Picked up by the Wildcats. I think that's Booker at the 10. Booker has been tackled at the 15-yard line. Found a little hole in the Oak Ridge return area, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Oak Ridge. The Wildcats haven't won this game yet. It's just a 2-touchdown ball game. Still lots of time to go. A full 4th quarter and 4:51 of the 3rd quarter. Wildcats need to continue to play some good football, because this is a very good Farragut team, one of the best they've had in a while.
Yeah, David, just a quick injury update. Alex Green looks like he's leaving the field. They've got him on a cart. They're looking at his left knee. That doesn't look good for that young man. And also, Michael Resnick is on the sideline putting ice to his knee. Wildcats
with it. Handoff goes to Scott Fischer. He moves the ball to the 15-yard line, where he is tackled at that point. Gain of a couple, not much more than that for Scott. Going to bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go. 4:39 and counting. Wildcats on top, 28-14 over the Farragut Admirals. Oak Ridge leads the all-time series 18-4 as the play is brought in from the offensive coordinator, Ron Gray. The Wildcats are coached by Darren Crutcher, David Goforth, Ron Gray, Mike Mullen, Scott Porter, Winston Russell, Barry Saunders, Andy Sheddick, Mike Stevens, and Gary Terry. The head coach is Bruce Lucier. Porter running for his life, and he is dropped at around the 13-yard line. Scott's saying there's a face mask down there, but no flag. Relatively flag-free ball game tonight.
Oh, David, that was horrible. A major face mask, and I cannot believe the referee didn't see it.
Not been a whole lot of flags at all in this game at all. In fact, the two teams have been allowed to play. Ball is at the 8-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 16 yards to go. 3:45 to play. Everyone in the press box saw it. The officials didn't make the call. The ball's at the 8-yard line. 3rd down, 16. Sean Thomas splits out here to the near side. Double wing set. Wildcats, Booker in motion. Adrian back to pass. Running for his life in the end zone. He's in the end zone. Breaks the tackle. Then he's going to be sacked at the 4-yard line. Trey McDonald's going to have to punt from his own end zone. So Farragut's defense rises to the occasion, and they're getting right back in the ballgame. They should have great field position. Trey, averaging over 43 yards per punt this season, is going to have his heels to the back end zone. Back at the 50-yard line, the Admirals have their return man. Long snapper is Jacob Schneider. 28-14, good snap. The punt is away. Trey gets a punt away. It's going to be fielded and fumbled by Farragut. Rolling, but Flint's going to pick it up. He dives for it. The ball's still on the ground. The Wildcats dive on it. Still loose. Ball's recovered at the 38-yard line by whom? The Wildcats of Oak Ridge have recovered the fumble at the 38-yard line. The Wildcats, I think Brian Jones comes up with it.
That's a great play that time. It's an awesome kick. I tell you what, unless you've done it, it's one of the hardest things to do is when you're backed up on your own goal line to kick. Number one, the angles are all different from the guys coming in. They have a lot shorter way to go, and you've got to get the kickoff a lot quicker. That time he just boots the ball out and ends up making probably about a 50-yard or so kick, and then the ball squirts loose. Oak Ridge does a great job hustling to get down. Big play right there.
Both teams have made mistakes in the punting game. The Wildcats, let's see if they can make them pay here. First down, 10 yards to go at the Farragut 38-yard line. Handoff goes Scott Fischer up the middle. He breaks free, 30, down to the 25. Flag went down on the play, though. It would have been a first down. Moves the ball to the 20-yard line, but a flag went down at the line of scrimmage. I would say some procedural call against Oak Ridge. The official comes over. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Wildcats. That'll back them up 5. There's a big hole opened up that time. Best run of the night perhaps for Fischer, but it's going to be all for naught. It'll be first down, 15 yards to go, 2:24 to play in a pretty exciting ball game. 28-14, the Wildcats on top. We haven't had a game like this, really, since the Sevier County ball game where it was tight and tense. The Dobbins-Bennett ball game, I guess, to some extent, but that Wildcats led most of the way in that one. Most of the games have been like big leads for the Wildcats. This is the closest one we've had, I guess, since the Clinton game when Oak Ridge won that one 21-7. The first down, 15 yards to go. Evan Smith splits out here to the near side as the Wildcats move from right to left. First and 15. Backfield consists of McDonald and Fischer. Adrian fumbles the snap, picks it up, rolling, looking to run. He's at the 40. Cuts across and then steps out of bounds at around the 37-yard line. Wildcats pick up about 9 or 10 yards on the play as Porter, perhaps having one of his best individual nights, passing and running the ball, picks up good yardage.
Well, you know, he's done a whole lot of stuff on his own. That time, that was not a design play. He bobbles the ball and then picks it up and just takes off with it. You know, he picks up probably 10 yards or so. You know, there's not a whole lot of quarterbacks playing around here anyway that could have done that.
Second down, 5 yards to go. 1:59 to play in the third quarter. Splitting out to the right is Reed Casey. Slot here to the near side, Trey McDonald. Wildcats need 5 for a first down. Fischer gets the handoff. Fischer moves the ball to around the 30. He'll be shy by about 2. It'll be third down and about 2. That time he tried to get to the outside a little bit. Not a first down. It'll be third down and about 3 yards to go. Officially, they only gave him a yard. 1:42 and counting. Oak Ridge on top, 28-14. We're in the third quarter from Farragut High School. Next week is senior night at Blankenship Field, the last regular season home ball game. The Wildcats, with a regional championship, could get the first 2 at home. Up to the line will come the Wildcats. Once again, Fischer directly behind quarterback Adrian Porter. Double wing once again. Trey comes in motion. Porter rolling. Man in pursuit is going to be sacked. Back at the 40-yard line. Big penetration by one of the Admirals who came in quickly and drops him for a big loss. Stop is made by Farragut, I believe number 63, Brandon Rosick. It'll be a big loss, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt. Big defensive play by Farragut.
Yeah, it was a big defensive play. I tell you what it did also, you know, it puts them out of field goal position. I think if they end up where they were and no gain, they can still kick a field goal. This way they're going to have to end up punting ball.
Trey fields a low snap, gets the punt away, and then he was hit, goes down. No flag down as of yet. Ball is bouncing at around the 31-yard line. I don't know about, it looked like Trey McDonald had a little contact down there. Might have had a little blockage on the punt. It'll be at the 33-yard line. The snap was low, and he got a big rush, and Farragut's offense is on the field, and they're very much into this ball game. 36 seconds to play. The Wildcats, let's see, Ben Sheets and Jeff Norman, the linebackers. The secondary, Casey, Booker, Julian Smith, and Sean Thomas. I believe the line is the same. I'll check that in a moment. Zachary to pass, pumped once, in trouble, sacked. Back at the 26-yard line. The Wildcats came in strong that time. That's about the first time they've gotten him. Benjamin Hill is in there for the Wildcats. And big play for Ben, who did not play last week because of a shoulder problem. Loss of 5, second down, 15 yards to go. And that's the first time I believe they've gotten to Zachary.
Well, they need to do that. I tell you what, though, I know on the touchdown play, they gave him entirely too much time to throw the ball. You give a quarterback that much time, he's going to find somebody open.
Quarter's about to expire here, and the fourth and final quarter is just moments away. Oak Ridge on top, 28-14. We'll be back with it in 60 seconds.
Wow. Is the prospect of punter?
Yeah.
I mean, is a lot of people looking at him?
Yeah, Michigan for one.
He's got the legs.
Back here at Farragut High School, the fourth and final quarter about set. Farragut will have a second down and 15. The ball's at the 28-yard line. The Admirals moving now from right to left. Still anybody's ball game. The Wildcats up by 2 scores, 28-14. But the Admirals defense has stopped the Wildcats the last couple series. Shotgun once again for Zachary. Movement across the line. The Wildcats on the left side, Hill and Teasley look like they came across the line. And we might have a 5-yard step off against the Wildcats. And indeed, Oak Ridge is backing up. It'll be second down, and it looks like about 11 yards to go for a first. It was offsides against Oak Ridge. Wildcats were sharp in the second quarter and early in the third quarter, but it's been Farragut really taking the fight to them here in the latter stages of the second half. Second down, 11 yards to go. Zachary from the shotgun once again. 2 receivers, actually 3 receivers here on the short side of the field, which is the Farragut side. The Wildcats getting a little bit of a rush. Zachary rolling. Here comes Ben Sheets in pursuit. He tucks it under and runs the ball for a first down and tiptoes out of bounds at around the 45-yard line. It's the first time, I think, in this ball game that he's elected to do that, and that is a first down.
Hey, what, he impressed me that time, tucking the ball up and running. He's got a tremendous speed. Matter of fact, one of the Oak Ridge players looked like maybe had the angle on him, and he just outran and picked up another first down for the Farragut Admirals.
Ball's at the 44-yard line. Farragut quickly to the line. 11:50 to play in the ball game. Under center once again, Justin Zachary. Hand off to the running back who's hit and dropped. The Wildcats hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and he's able to squirt the ball forward. Larry Grissom's around the play, but I think it was somebody else who initially made the hit. I think it might have been Ben Sheets. That is the case. As Wildcats, I think that's Michael Resnick coming back in the ball game at linebacker, and that's good to see. Second down, 9 yards to go. Sheets will exit. Good job off the bench for him. Shotgun for Zachary. Here comes some pressure. Here comes the pass down the field. The man is open. The pass was overthrown, though. Pass was intended way down the field, and it'll be third down and about 9 yards to go. The Wildcats had somebody, I think it was Farquharson. The officials just letting the two teams play. Nothing's really being called at all in this ball game. 11:16. The clock is stopped now. 28-14. Wildcats have had an excellent night from Adrian Porter. Some nice receptions from Jacob Schneider. Wildcats have had good punting from Trey McDonald. Pretty good overall performance. They lead it by 14. Shotgun again, third down 9. Here comes lots of pressure this time. Quarterback sacked at the 38-yard line. The Wildcats came in that time. Teasley came in there. I think Michael Resnick was also in there, and they'll be forced to punt. Big defensive play for the Wildcats.
Well, it's good to see Michael Resnick back in there. Of course, anytime you're on the sidelines, got ice on your knee or leg or ankle or whatever, it's usually not very good, but maybe you just got a Charlie horse, and it's good to see him back in there.
Gary to punt the ball away for Farragut. Booker and Sean Thomas back here at the 30-yard line. Fourth down, 15 yards to go after the big sack. Here's the snap. No pressure. The punt is away. High, wobbly kick. Fair catch is made by Sean Thomas at the 30-yard line. And Sean, a little bit, I said this earlier in the first half, a little bit staggering a little bit in this one, but he did make the reception there, and the Wildcats will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, it certainly doesn't help any. I tell you, it's a real high kick, and it's a knuckleball. That thing is just up there, and you don't have any idea which way it's going to go when it's coming down. That time he had to end up, instead of kind of cradling it into his chest, ended up catching it with his hand, so it did a fine job.
Here comes Oak Ridge's offense on the field once again. First and 10. The ball at the Oak Ridge 30, moving from left to right. 10 minutes to play in the game. Movement by Farragut across the line. That's going to cost him 5. Let me check the offensive line here. Aaron Volk still here on the right side at tackle. Matt Kimbrough on the far left. The guards are Mark Eichen and Nick Donguerre. The Wildcats have not substituted at all, I believe, on the offensive line tonight. I don't believe they have. Jacob Schneider still the tight end. Sean Thomas now out of the play. Play is brought in through Evan Smith. Trey's going to split out to the left. Fisher in the backfield along with Booker. First down, 5 yards to go for Oak Ridge at the Oak Ridge 35. Handoff goes James Booker. Breaks a tackle. Cuts up the middle. Has a first down across the 40 to around the 42-yard line before the stop is made by the Farragut Admirals. Nice run by James. I thought he was going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss, but he was able to pick up good yardage across the 40 to the 41-yard line. First and 10 Oak Ridge. 10:25 to play in the game. 28-14. The Wildcats trying to go 7-0 on the year for the first time in a while. Back to split again. Receivers left and right. From the 42-yard line, Adrian Porter under center, gives it to Scott Fischer. 45-50, 45, down to the 44-yard line. That's a gain of about 14 or 15 yards for Scott Fischer, and another big first down for the Wildcats. Wildcats, the chain crew moving the chains across the field. We've had a great turnout of Oak Ridge fans. The visitor side, which is not big, is completely full. Lots of Oak Ridgers here on the home side as well. Ball's at the 45-yard line of Farragut once again. First down, 10 yards to go. Sean Thomas splits out to the left, Booker to the right. Porter under Chris Johnston, the center. Backfield split, 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. James comes in motion. Scott Fischer with the call, I think. Moves the ball to the 43-yard line. It'll be for Oak Ridge, a gain of a yard or two. As they move the ball to the 43, that's Scott Fischer once again. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. 9:28 and counting. The Wildcats very content. Keep the ball on the ground, up by 14 points, trying to beat Farragut once again. Play is brought in once again quickly. Farragut defense pretty solid. Pretty tough defense we're playing tonight. Splitting out to the left will go Evan Smith. To the right will go Jacob Schneider. He's got a mismatch in size here on his cover man. Adrian's rolling to the right. Fires the pass. It's complete to James Booker. Got a block from Trey McDonald. Up the sideline he goes, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown. The Wildcats score as James Booker caught the reception, and he takes it in for another Oak Ridge touchdown.
The same play that they've run, I guess, 3 or 4 times tonight, and they had big plays every time. And I tell you what, I was looking at Schneider again. He was wide open way down the field. They just cannot cover that time. That time Porter elects to go short on the dump off on the flats, and Booker takes it, breaks a tackle probably about the 35-yard line or so, and just jets into the end zone.
34-14, Oak Ridge on top, and some of the home folks are beginning to head to the exits. 8:56 to play. Aaron Hunt to attempt the extra point. Wildcats Adrian Porter will hold. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick by Hunt is up, and Hunt splits the upright. 35-14 Oak Ridge. We'll be back to Farragut in 60 seconds.
Yeah, they're wide open. I've got a guy about this tall.
Is he just out running them, or is he?
The guy's a midget. He's like puny. We will do it like that. I'll try to watch. I lose you usually when you get moved.
David Clary, Scott Munger, Paul Nazarevich back here at Farragut. Scott Hinton's our engineer back at the studios. Chris Boyd, Philip Leander, Matt Tedford with us as well. 35-14, it's Oak Ridge on top here in the 4th quarter, and Hunt boots another one to the end zone. That's a touchback. 1st and 10 Farragut at the 20-yard line. 8:56 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge on top, 35-14. Here headed for yet another win. The Wildcats will up their record to 7-0. The Wildcats will be 4-0 in regional play. Region games to follow against the William Blount Governors next week in Oak Ridge. The following week, the Wildcats will travel to Saudi Daisy to take on the Trojans. Then Oak Ridge will close out the year against the Carnes Beavers at Carnes. That'll be the final game of the regular season. The Wildcats looking for a regional championship, and the Wildcats taking a big step. They'll be the only undefeated team left within the region. We don't have, the last score we got was William Blount trailing Bearden. They have one loss already to Farragut. The Wildcats would take them on. A win next week would give Oak Ridge the regional championship. Up the line will come Farragut from the shotgun once again. Zachary back to pass, getting a little pressure, has some time, now rolling, looking down the field, dumps the pass. The man is there. The pass is caught by Coker, then stood up at the 35-yard line. That's the first down reception. Zachary had a lot of time that time. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for Farragut.
It was a nice play. He actually had to roll out to his left, and then he threw the ball. He had to throw it over one defender's head and kind of dropped it right into the receiver. A nice little touch pass.
Wildcats defeated Farragut twice last year, once in the regular season, 41-0, in the playoffs, 17-3. Shotgun again for Zachary. Has some time, it breaks down, then nearly sacked. Then there's a pass that's intercepted by Oak Ridge. It's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. Zachary was going down, he flipped it out, and Sean Thomas, for the 2nd consecutive week, has intercepted a opposing team's pass, and that is a touchdown for Oak Ridge, and that was one of the strangest looking plays I've seen in some time.
One of the defender guys, I'm not exactly sure, maybe Nathan Parkinson, had the quarterback, and then like you said, he just tried to flip it, and as soon as he did that, Sean Thomas sees it and just, it's an easy catch and just sprints right into the end zone.
41-14, Oak Ridge all over the Admirals now. 8:26 to play, and Aaron Hunt will go for another extra point, 41-14. The Wildcats put 41 on the board against the Admirals last season at Blankenship Field. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick by Hunt is up, and the kick is good. 42-14 Oak Ridge. We'll be back with a kickoff in 60 seconds. Back here at Farragut High School, David Clary, Scott Munger, Paul Nazarevich, our engineers back at the station, Scott Hinton and Matt McMahon. 42-14 our score. We're also on Tennessee Cablevision Channel 12. The Wildcats kick off yet another time. Aaron Hunt drills it long and deep in out of the end zone. Interesting play just a moment ago. Second consecutive week, Sean Thomas has picked off a pass for a touchdown.
Well, it's a great one, too. I tell you, I mean, number one, you've got to be in position to do that kind of thing, and he was. The quarterback was running. It looked like he was rolling. Not quite sure if he tried to throw that ball or if somebody just came up and hit it, but it pops up in the air, and then he sees it and really does a good job of breaking on the ball, and then there's nobody, you know, anywhere around him. Once he gets it, he goes in for the score.
We were talking about this during the break, the loss of Alex Green big. There was their big offensive threat on the ground. Zachary's going to come out of the shotgun once again. Two receivers here on the short side of the field, actually three now. Quarterback barks the play, single receiver to the right. Handoff goes to the running back, tries to get outside, turns the corner, but does not get back to the line of scrimmage. They just don't have as much speed as Oak Ridge has. They have trouble getting to the outside. They've done better work as Ben Sheets and Tashawn Thomas make the stop, along with one other Wildcat. It'll be second down, 8 yards to go. 8 minutes to play in the ball game. 42-14, Oak Ridge on top. The Admirals will split out a single man here to the near side once again. That'll be for them number 4. That'll be Brandon Hackett. 3 receivers to the right. Shotgun once again for Zachary. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Looking, now rolling, in trouble. Sacked. At the 17-yard line, the Wildcats all over him once again. Kind of a desperate situation. I think the Wildcats have a couple new players. Looks like maybe Walter Wright in there, one of the defensive end positions. I think that is the case. Tyler Goforth in the secondary. Evan Smith's in the secondary. William Darby's on the line. The Wildcats, so is David Pettis. David's going to come out of the ball game now, I believe. Maybe an equipment problem for Pettis. He comes out. Walter Wright will be on the right side. Rittenberry is now playing tackle, moving down from his end position. Josh Boyer is in at one of the end positions as well. It'll be third down, 12 yards to go. 7:20 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge 42, Farragut 14. Movement on the line by one of the Wildcat tackles, and that'll cost Oak Ridge 5. Linebackers, let's see, I mentioned the fact that Ben Sheets is in there. Jeff Norman still in there at linebacker. Secondary, I mentioned Evan Smith's in there. Tyler Goforth, Sean Thomas, and Brian Jones. Third down, about 7 yards to go. 42-14, Oak Ridge on top. Next week, it's Oak Ridge and William Blunt. The beat goes on for the Wildcats. They'll be 7-0 after tonight's game. Shotgun again, Zachary to pass. Here comes some pressure. Getting out of trouble. Now he's about to be sacked. He turns it over again. It's the exact same play. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Once again, Zachary stripped to the ball. This time it's Ben Sheets who picks it off and takes him into the end zone, almost at the exact same place on the field. Touchdown, Oak Ridge.
Well, that time he definitely tried to throw that ball. It looked like there was pressure coming from his back, and I think he felt that and just tried to get rid of it. And then Ben Sheets, once again, comes from nowhere, picks it up out of midair, and runs in for another touchdown. I believe that's at least 4 interceptions, maybe even 5 interceptions for him tonight.
I agree. And Zachary out of the ball game, and he's got to feel pretty dejected as his Admiral team now just being trounced. 48-14. The Wildcats will go for the extra point. Let's see who's in there kicking. I think it's going to be Hunt once again. Holder is Adrian Porter. 48-14 Oak Ridge. Low snap, kick up, and the kick, it is good. 49-14 Oak Ridge over Farragut. 7 minutes to play. We'll take another 60. We'll be back in a minute. Back here at Farragut, here's another kick by the Wildcats. A short one this time, fielded at the 10 to the 15 to the 20. He tripped up on a nice play down the field by the Wildcats. I think it was Walter Wright down there who makes the stop for Oak Ridge. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. Wildcats are probably going to get a host of new players in the ball game. Let's see, in the secondary, I see the junior varsity. Drew Fye's in there, and along with Ben Sheets still in at linebacker. It's good to see Matt Stevens, his first game since, I believe, the Clinton game when he tore his ACL. He's wearing a big brace, just did some massive rehab, and he's out there playing. that outside linebacker position where he was a starter at the first of the season. So it's good to see him back. One of the walking wounded returns tonight. First down, 10 yards to go. Handoff goes, dropped in the backfield. Josh Boyer at the line of scrimmage makes a stop. Farragut pretty much giving up, I think, out of this one. 6:45 to play. It's been all Oak Ridge. They closed it to 28-14, but then 21 unanswered points again.
Pure domination that time. This whole game, I think Oak Ridge has really looked sharp. I think offensively they have looked the best they have all year. You know, we were talking about during the break, you know, if you had to give a player of the game, who in the world could you give it to? I mean, so many people have contributed. You have to start with the offensive line. Porter's looked good. Booker. I mean, Hugo Schneider. You go on and on down the line. They played. A lot of people have really stepped up.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Quarterback back to pass. Zachary rolling in pursuit. Here comes the pass. The quarterback in, it's the sophomore Chris Ray. Here's the handoff for a yard, not much more than that. I'm not sure who it was, might have been Julian. He's caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. It'll ring up second down 11, 5:45 to play, 49-14 Oak Ridge on top of Farragut. Farragut will fall to 5-2. The Wildcats will up their record to 7-0. Wildcats will send Jamie Douglas out to the left. To the right side again, we'll go Trey McDonald. Gone all the way for the Wildcats. Backfield split. Quarterback under center. Chris Ray, the left-handed sophomore, from the 39-yard line of Farragut. Wildcats hand off to Des Freeman. Des is buried that time by Farragut. Big stick by, looked like number 44 perhaps, Sean Sanderson. And Farragut still has some of their top players in the ball game. This game is well over. Third down, 10 yards to go. 4:58 to play. Third down, 10 yards to go. Wildcats getting players in. A new receiver comes in. That might be Brian Jones who comes in. The ball's at the 38-yard line. It'll be third down and 10 yards to go. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to play. Ray from the 38. Backfield with McDonald and Freeman. Chris is going to roll. He's in a lot of trouble. Gets away from that trouble. Now is sacked. Back at the 43-yard line. He eluded the initial wave, then couldn't get away from the second group. Farragut still has most of their starters in the ballgame on defense, which is kind of unusual since the game is so far out of reach. Wildcats are going to punt. Aaron Hunt will do the punting for the Wildcats. Fourth down and 5 yards to go. Dropping back for the Admirals. Will drop number 20 for them. That'll be Josh Battle standing back at the 10-yard line. Hunt normally gets some low line drives. Let's see what he gets off this time. Gets the punt away. A line drive once again, spiraling into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Farragut will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. Line of scrimmage will be at the 20-yard line. 3:52 to play. Farragut trailing 49-14. The Wildcats 7-0. Hope you'll be at Blankenship Field next Friday night. It'll be senior night. The Wildcats taking on William Blount, the last regular season home ball game. Wildcats have not played William Blount in about 8 years. The Admirals back out on the field. Let's see if they're going to make some substitutions. I see a number 10 coming in the ball game. That might be their backup quarterback. It's Adam Coleman coming in the ball game, and he will indeed check in at quarterback. Receivers left and right. Coleman hands it off to the running back, who's hit and dropped in the backfield by the Wildcats. Oak Ridge comes in strong. Ben Sheets, Walter Wright in on the stop. Looks like Nick Gallagher around the play as well. 3:37 and counting. 49-14. The Wildcats headed for their 7th win. Farragut once again. Number 10, Adam Coleman. 4-man front. Receivers left and right. A single running back. Coleman rolling is sacked. Boyer grabs him, hurls him to the turf at the 10-yard line. So Josh Boyer, big senior highlight there as he drops him at the 10. 3:16 to play. Another loss on the play. Looked like Coleman wasn't quite sure which way he wanted to go, and he ended up eating some grass. He's sacked at the 10-yard line. Third down, 20 yards to go. 3 minutes to play in the ball game, and the fans are continuing to file out of Farragut Field here. Quarterback Coleman hands it off to the running back, who gains about 4, straight up the middle to the 13. It'll be 4th down. The Wildcats will get the ball back again. 4th down and about 12 yards to go. Let's see who drops back. Drew Fye might drop back along with Brian Jones. Ball's at the 15-yard line. 4th down, 15 yards to go. The Wildcats will have another opportunity for a little offense, but I doubt the Wildcats will do much offensively against a regional opponent that you're going to play year in and year out. The Wildcats want to get some work on these younger kids, but I doubt they'll do anything really dramatic here. They'll be punting from the 5-yard line. 4th down and 15. Brian Jones and Drew Fye back to receive the punts at around the 50-yard line. Here's the snap. The punt is away. High, short, very short kick. Bounces in a miss of a group of players. Is going to roll dead at the 50-yard line, and that's where Oak Ridge will take over. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Let's see who comes out on the field for the Wildcats. I see Paul Luttrell. Josh Kitchen looks like coming out on the field. Matt Husband is out on the field. Also in the game, Des Freeman at fullback. The quarterback is going to be Chris Ray. Check some of the other names of the ball game. The Wildcats with just about 2 minutes to go in the game. The center for Oak Ridge is number 57, and that, of course, is Kurt Krasinski. Trey McDonald still in the ball game in a halfback position. James Powers split out to the right. Trey comes in motion. Handoff Des Freeman. Des gets a yard, tries to break a tackle, and then is slung down hard by one of the Farragut players, Todd Diedrich, a starter in the ball game, still playing, and they've got quite a few in there. I don't really understand why they would continue to play some of their starters in a game like this. It's 49-14. But that is the case. 1:34 to play in the ball game. Now they're going to get a couple new players in. Man Armbergary comes in the ball game, and out of the ball game for them will come Brandon Hackett. 2nd down and 12. 1:22 to play. Backfield split once again for Chris Ray. From the 50, flags are down. The handoff was going to Trey McDonald. They still have their top linebacker in there, Sean Sanderson. He's still playing in the ball game right now. Wildcats have since brought in their junior varsity probably, I don't know, 3 series ago. The penalty is going to go against Farragut, and it'll be a penalty yardage up to the 47-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. 1:12 and counting. 49-14, Oak Ridge on top. The Wildcats will be 7-0, the number 2 ranked team in the state, cruising right along. They'll be 4-0 in the region. Backfield split, 2nd down, 7. Under a minute to play. Chris Ray hands it off for a loss of about a yard. I didn't see who got the carry. I think it was Trey once again. He's dropped at the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd down, 10 yards to go. We're just playing out the string here. Wildcats, 3rd down, 10, 43 seconds to play. Brian Jones is out. James Powers back in the ball game, bringing in the play from the offensive coordinator, the Wildcats, Ron Gray. James splits out here to the right. Chris Ray, the sophomore, under center. Kurt Krasinski, Sheets is in, along with Julian Stevens and Des Freeman. Quarterback Ray rolling to his right, looking to pitch, looking to run, sacked. Too much penetration by Farragut, and that's the final play of the ball game. Oak Ridge has defeated the Farragut Admirals by a final score of 49-14 to up their record to 7-0, 4-0 in regional play. Farragut drops to 5-2 on the year, and that's their first regional loss. The Wildcats win it 49-14. Congratulations all around. 2 teams shaking hands at the center of the field. The Wildcats continue just to roll right along, and they've beaten the Farragut Admirals yet another time. Here in a few short moments, we'll go down to the field.